Our mission is to educate and organize and mobilize people of faith and religious communities to support campaigns that will win better wages and working conditions and benefits for low-wage workers. And our organization has been around for about 11, 12 years now.
Okay, my name is Barbara Pallant, and I'm one of the coordinators with the Massachusetts Coalition to Save Darfur, which is the Massachusetts branch of the National Save Darfur Coalition in Washington, D.C. How did I become involved, or how did we become involved with the Cooperative Metropolitan Ministries? Actually, it occurred when last year we did an interfaith Seder at Passover at Temple Israel, and we involved Alex Kern by finding him on the website, and he was wonderful in guiding us to many other people in different faiths, as was the minister of this church, Reverend Dan Smith. And I had worked with Dan on Habitat for Humanity projects in the past, so he was a link to the ministries beyond the ones when I found with Alex Kern. The Massachusetts Coalition has developed an interfaith Thanksgiving packet with prayers and guidance for ministers of all different faiths, races, creeds, colors, and we also have the Interfaith Seder program, and many of the same people I see here tonight have participated because genocide really is not respective of faith.
My name is Reverend Thomas St. Louis. I'm a pastor of New Covenant Church of Cambridge in Waltham, Massachusetts. What we do, we attend their meeting, and also there are sub-meetings through CMM, which is Metropolitan Cooperative Ministry. They have a partnership ministry with urban and suburban churches. I am in partnership with the Wesley Friends meeting in Wesley. But we do everything under or through CMM. Yeah.
And I worked at CMM. I actually did my field ed for Harvard Divinity School at CMM. So I was part of the team that planned IFYI and also part of the staff that helped to work IFYI. And I guess, how do you describe IFYI? It's Interfaith Youth Initiative. And basically I describe it as this huge, I don't know, social experiment may be the bad word, but we bring together about 40 kids, was it 9th through 12th grade, Christians, Muslims, and Jews. We put them together on EDS campus for about a week, and we watch stereotypes break down, prejudices break, and it's a pretty cool experience because I think what most of the students get out of it is they develop friendships with people that maybe they never thought they would have become friends with, and it's through those relationships that I think interfaith dialogue really works.
My name is Jack Johnson. I'm the Executive Director of the Massachusetts Council of Churches. We have historically for over 25 years 2 interfaith dialogue groups. One is a Muslim Christian dialogue group, the other is a Jewish Christian dialogue group. But the council is also the convener of religious leadership throughout the Commonwealth, so works very closely with religious leadership here in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, Greater Boston area. For example, JCRC, the executive director, Nancy Kaufman and I work closely together. The Muslim Society here in Boston, we work closely with them. And when there are, I would say, challenging and sometimes contentious issues between faith communities, in that we have good relationships with executive and denominational leadership, we're able to engage that kind of conversation where there are difficult moments. Well, this past year, just recently, we completed helping to put together a symposium that was held at the Kennedy School, and it was hosted by Kennedy School as well as the Divinity School at Harvard. It was a symposium by invitation only for religious leaders here in the area. And the title of it was grounded in the context of how religion impacts international affairs, but how that in turn impacts interfaith relationships at a local level. which is clearly what has happened and continues to happen here, even in the greater Boston area. Particularly, I think some of the challenging questions around the Mideast, that there is sometimes controversy and difficult moments. But again, I think because of relationships, that makes the difference in terms of at least being able to sit down and address those issues. Not that there'll always be a consensus or agreement, but at least there's a relationship to work when there's difficult moments.
CMM's vision is made real here and everywhere, where people struggle for freedom and dignity and a place to sleep and something to eat and a better life for their kids. And as a parent, I know what that means. The founders of CMM inherited a Boston rife with poverty and segregation. Many of you in this room probably remember that Boston. Many of you in this room may have grown up in that Boston. CMM's founders inherited a world tumbling toward Vietnam, and we've been tumbling for a few years here in our own war. CMM is, we're proud to say sometimes, the Boston area's oldest grassroots interfaith social justice coalition, but we are, as a friend of mine says, also the newest. We're strengthened, we're revitalized, we're growing. We are full of what I like to call the multis. We're multi-generational. Look around the room. We've got Brandeis students here. We've got students from college and other colleges and universities. Harvard Divinity School is here. Our Interfaith Youth Initiative is here. We're becoming multi-generational. We are authentically multi-faith. In 1966, do you know what multi-faith meant? Multi-faith meant like Protestants and Catholics and maybe a Jewish person or two. That was the ambition of multi-faith. The country has changed in 30 years, and it's wonderful to welcome our Muslim and Hindu brothers and sisters here today, and people from the Baha'i faith and Unitarian Universalist community.
Panel of guests to address the theme of creating change together, faith, politics, and the justice agenda.
I'd like to try to give an interfaith Islamic perspective. And what I mean by that is, whether you realize it or not, Muslims suffer from terrible press. And we really get a bad...
I'm an evangelical Christian, and the progressive community was suspicious of me when I would profess my faith in terms of why I was seeking office.
Each of us, individually, by school, by community, need to argue passionately for our values and ideals.